Hello friends, and welcome to the second part of our road trip adventure across Western Europe. In the first episode, we landed in Amsterdam, where we spent a day exploring the city and tasting some local delicacies. Afterwards, we started our drive south towards Belgium, where we first experienced the beautiful town of Bruges with its famous canals. We tasted some local food there before moving to Bruges' cousin and our favorite stop in Belgium, a university town of Ghent. We ended the first part of our journey in the country's capital, a vibrant city of Brussels, where we explored the city center and tried some more local goodies. Our goal on this road trip is to visit one of the smallest countries in Europe, and we start this episode with driving towards the first country on the bucket list, the Grand Dutchy of Luxembourg. We've entered Luxembourg from its northwest part and headed towards a small town of Janden, located on the German border. Luxembourg is a country of castles, and we saw our first one in the sleepy town of Axoa. However, our official introduction to the duchy began with Janden Castle. Located high on a hill overlooking the charming town, it is a majestic testament to history and architectural brilliance. Originally constructed as a fortress to protect the nearby town, it underwent numerous expansions and renovations over the years, evolving into the grand masterpiece it is today. Dating back to the 11th century, Janden Castle has witnessed centuries of triumphs, turmoil, and transformations. Castle's towering turrets, sturdy walls, and elegant battlements create an inspiring silhouette against the sky. Janden Castle stands as a testament to the grandeur, resilience, and cultural heritage of Luxembourg. Its towering presence and rich history make it a destination choice for history enthusiasts, architectural fans, and those simply seeking to be transported back in time. Nestled in the picturesque countryside of Luxembourg, Janden stands as a true gem with timeless beauty, rich history, and enchanting charm. Nature lovers will appreciate this place especially due to the town's surroundings. The town lies in the Our Valley, surrounded by lush forest, rolling hills, and the tranquil Our River. The earliest documented mentions of Janden date back to the 7th century. The town flourished during Middle Ages, known for its craftsmen and its leather works. We were pleasantly surprised by tranquility of this place, kindness of its people, and charming architecture. No wonder famous French writer Victor Hugo spent some time during his exile from France here. Good morning from beautiful Luxembourg. We arrived here last night and we're starting our journey from the north. So we entered through Belgium and right now we are at the German border at this beautiful, charming town of Janden. Germany is like 10-15 minutes away. We are going towards the Luxembourg city, which is the capital, and then today the plan is to go all the way south, cover the whole country just because it's so small, and reach the French town of Strasbourg at the German border. That morning we woke up early, had a great breakfast by the river and wandered Janden's cobblestone streets. Walking through town's narrow alleys, lined with charming half-timbered houses, was a perfect addition to our start of the day. Hey, what do you think of Luxembourg so far?
It's beautiful.
And as Janden started to wake up, we headed towards our next destination, country's capital, Luxembourg City. After about 30-minute drive, we ran into another, you guessed it, castle. This time it was 11th century Burscheid Castle. Situated in the scenic countryside of Luxembourg, it has a fascinating history. Over the years, the castle changed hands several times, from the lords of Burscheid to Habsburgs to the Duchy of Luxembourg. The castle's strategic hilltop location offers panoramic views of the surrounding river Soa and nearby villages. Burscheid stands as a testament to Luxembourg's rich heritage, reflecting region's turbulent past, medieval power struggles, and importance of preserving historical landmarks. A quick stop here is a good idea, especially if you're into history. The Grand Dutchy's capital and its largest city is Luxembourg. In case you are getting confused, countries and its capital's name are the same. Luxembourg City emits a unique charm that seamlessly combines ancient fortifications, picturesque landscapes, and thriving modern metropolis. It took us about 2 hours to get here from Vianden, and that's accounting for the short stop at Burscheid Castle. We arrived here just before noon, and after somewhat challenging times finding a parking, we headed towards a UNESCO-listed old town. We've spotted the city tourist center and decided to get our passport stamps here.
I was wondering, can we get our passport stamped here?
So unfortunately, they don't stamp your passport anymore. Before, you were able to walk into the tourist office and they would stamp your actual passport. This time, they said that it's not an official stamp, so they cannot stamp your passport anymore. So we got this. A bit disappointing, but it is what it is. We were hoping to get our passport stamp to have it as a memory, but it's not the case anymore. It is what it is, you know, can't complain. We wandered around a maze of narrow streets, picturesque squares, and charming buildings. One of them was the Grand Ducal Palace, serving as the official residence of the Grand Duke and as an emblem of the country's monarchy. First impression of Luxembourg City and Luxembourg as a country in general, very rich, looks very rich, very wealthy, and it wasn't like this all the time. Basically, what happened with Luxembourg is that... And what happened was the rise of international trade and high demand for steel. During Industrial Revolution, steel was used in almost everything, and Luxembourg was blessed with a ton of iron, which it exported to the other economies. Another very important contributor to Luxembourg's economic growth was the introduction of the holding law of 1929, permitting companies to hold multiple subsidiaries businesses under one holding company. The law provided a lot of tax benefits that at the time were paying just 1% or even no taxes. With the rise of globalization, the European headquarters for the largest companies started to settle in Luxembourg, including world's largest banks. Today, there are over 200 different banks here, and Luxembourg is enjoying its tax haven status by bringing billions of dollars annually. This makes it one of the wealthiest nations in the world, with recorded highest GDP in 2021 at 126,000 per person. And that just tells you that people are very wealthy and satisfied here. In fact, there's only 4% of people that had negative rankings in terms of wealth satisfaction, which is super low relatively to the other parts of the world. Luxembourg City is also a place of green spaces with numerous parks and gardens providing a nice break from the bustling urban environment. The Petruse Valley, with its lush greenery, winding river and historic bridges, offers tranquil oases within the city limits. One of these bridges is a 43-meter high Pride of Luxembourg, Adolf Bridge. And no, it's not named after that Adolf that you might think of, but rather after the Grand Duke Adolf, who was the head of the state from 1890 until 1905. The bridge gained its popularity because at the time of opening it was considered to be the biggest stone archway in the world. Another important monument worth mentioning is the statue of the Golden Lady, commonly referred to as Gueule le Fra. First unveiled in 1923, the monument commemorates the Luxembourgers who sacrificed their lives during World War I. Gueule le Fra represents the resilience and determination of Luxembourgish people throughout the history and country's enduring spirit and commitment to unity and peace. Standing at the height of approximately 21 meters, she is an unmistakable and iconic landmark that captures attention and reverence of whoever passes by it. Interesting fact, Luxembourg is top 10 highest alcohol consumers in the world. which I did not believe at first, but I actually Googled it and it's true. So we're just finishing up our Luxembourg adventure with the capital city here. We're here at the beautiful lookout by Adolf Bridge. And we just wanted to say thank you to Luxembourg, to this beautiful country, and we want to contribute to your alcohol stats. So hopefully you'll make top 3. And other than that, thank you so much. We continue on our journey tonight. We're actually going to France. We're going to a beautiful city of Strasbourg, which is very German influenced. So we're excited to see it. But like I said, wrapping up here, and vive la France!
Despite its small size, Luxembourg's charm lies in its ability to flawlessly blend history, natural beauty, and economic prosperity into a single, captivating destination. From its stunning castles to thriving urban centers and lush landscapes, Luxembourg made our adventure here well worth undertaking. A picturesque city of Strasbourg lies on the banks of Rhine River in the northeastern France. It is the capital of a beautiful Alsace region, known for its blend of French and German influences. One of the city's most iconic landmarks is the UNESCO-listed Grand Dutchy, which is the Strasbourg historic city center. We loved walking on its narrow streets and half-timbered houses that take you to a journey back in time. The centerpiece of Grand Dutchy is the stunning Gothic masterpiece, the Cathedral Notre-Dame de Strasbourg. With its intricate carvings, towering spires, and astronomical clock, the cathedral is an architectural gem that stood as a symbol of the city for centuries. The construction of Romanesque church began in 1015. Described as a skillful combination of monumental size and delicateness by Victor Hugo, its facade offers a fantastic wealth of ornamental features. Inside the building, the long nave provides the perfect setting for spiritual contemplation. The stained glass windows dating back to 12th-14th centuries form a particularly enchanting experience. The huge organ includes a remarkable case equipped with animated figures. I've personally visited many cathedrals in Europe and world for that matter, and I must tell you, this one here definitely worth it, mainly due to the details in its design. Palais Raux, which sits beside the Notre Dame Cathedral, is the former residence of the bishops and cardinals, and it is considered one of the finest examples of French Baroque architecture. It hosted many French luminaries, among them Louis XV, Marie Antoinette, Napoleon, and Josephine. Strasbourg's role as a symbol of European unity is embodied by the presence of several European institutions here. The city is home to the European Parliament. The European Court of Human Rights and Council of Europe are also headquartered here. This European influence adds to the cosmopolitan atmosphere and at times attracts quite an influx of visitors to the city. And unfortunately, we have learned it the hard way.
So we had a little bit of a situation. We arrived to Strasbourg yesterday, and when we went to book a hotel, we found out that everything was booked up. I've never seen anything like this on booking.com, on other portals. There were literally like 1 or 2 hotels left at like hefty price, starting from like 400 and up. And the reason for it is, as you may know, Strasbourg is the capital of Europe, and they have EU Parliament here. And they have some kind of conferences going on in the next few days, so everything in town is booked up. And so it's just a quick tip: if you plan on going to Strasbourg, just make sure there is no conferences happening here, because it's quite impossible to find a place to stay.
Strasbourg history is shaped by its strategic location at the crossroads of France and Germany. Throughout the centuries, the city has alternated between French and German control, resulting in a unique blend of cultural influences. This fusion is reflected in city's architecture, cuisine, and language. Strasbourg German roots are evident in the charming Petit France, where canals, cobblestone streets, and medieval buildings create a picturesque atmosphere reminiscent of the fairy tale.
There's this charming neighborhood in Strasbourg called La Petite France. It's super nice, super cute. It's on a canal. A bunch of cute little shops, restaurants. Here in Strasbourg, go there.
We've concluded our great experience at this beautiful town with a traditional German dish before heading to our next destination.
Smells good. Let's eat.
We're done with Strasbourg right now. After that hearty meal, we're gonna move down to Switzerland and stay a night at Lake Lucerne. About 2.5 drive from Strasbourg. So on to new adventure, on to new country.
Because Switzerland is not a part of the European Union, we faced a tiny inconvenience of a passport control and additional traffic regulation requirement.
Okay, so we got to Switzerland, and Switzerland requires this sticker here. It's called vignette. It costs 40 francs. You need to have it to use the motorways in Switzerland. So you just stick it on your window like that, and you're able to use highways. But make sure you get it, because if you don't get it, you might find yourself with a hefty fine.
Then we were treated with somewhat gloomy weather and a 2-hour traffic jam.
Stuck in a little bit of traffic in Switzerland on the way to Lucerne. And we're noticing that the cars are pulling to sides, to the shoulders, creating an extra lane in the middle. And we cannot comprehend what for. So if you know, please comment down below for the reason. Whoever lives in Europe or Switzerland, it would be very interesting to know why. Right?
We haven't seen it anywhere else in Europe.
No, just here. Is that a thing you do, like when you were in a traffic jam? I don't know.
But what waited for us next easily made us forget about early nuisances, as the rest of the drive turned out to be almost like a scene out of a movie set.
We arrived in Lucerne on our way to Liechtenstein, and this is something out of fairy tale. Absolutely stunning, clean, beautiful. Got a lake here, absolutely picturesque, nice little town. 100% recommendation to stop here if you're going the way to Liechtenstein.
Amid stunning landscapes of Switzerland and about 2.5-hour drive from Strasbourg, a beautiful town of Lucerne can be found. Known for its breathtaking natural beauty, it is situated on the shores of a lake which, as you may have guessed, has the same name. It offers a harmonious blend of natural wonders and architectural splendor. Lucerne is surrounded by a majestic panorama of mountains, including the iconic Mount Pilatus and Mount Rigi. A journey to the top of these peaks offers panoramic views of the lake and the surrounding alpine landscape. This attracts many tourists and nature enthusiasts from all over the world, and one day I would love to do it myself. However, this time we only had a few hours here to explore this beautiful area. One of the most famous landmarks here is the Chapel Bridge, also known as Kapellbrücke. This 14th century wooden bridge, adorned with a tower and old paintings, is a symbol of the city's charm and has become one of the Switzerland's most known highlights. Named after the nearby St. Peter's Chapel, it was part of Lucerne's original fortifications. Sadly, part of it burned down in the 1990s. Subsequently restored, the Kapellbrücke is the oldest wooden covered bridge in Europe, as well as the world's oldest surviving truss bridge. It is now the city's symbol, connecting the Old Town and the New Town across the Reuss River. Taking a stroll here with the backdrop of medieval architecture felt like going back in time. The origins of Lucerne date back to the 8th century, when a small monastery was established on the banks of Reuss River. Over time, a small settlement grew around, gradually evolving into a thriving town. It is worth noting that Lucerne's adventurous positioning along the Gotthard Pass played a crucial role in the development, as it was a major trade route connecting northern and southern Europe. During the Middle Ages, Lucerne became a member of the Swiss Confederation, joining other nearby towns in the Mutual Defense Pact. Lucerne's success led to the construction of impressive fortifications, including city walls, towers and gates, which still stand today as a testament of medieval heritage. Religion also played a significant role in Lucerne's history. The Reformation of the 16th century brought changes in religious practices, with Lucerne remaining predominantly Catholic. This is evident in presence of numerous churches and religious landmarks. Lucerne's Old Town, or Altstadt, is a testament to its medieval heritage. The narrow cobblestone streets, colorful facades, and well-preserved old buildings create a very unique and charming atmosphere. The Weinmarkt Square is a hub of activity and serves as a meeting place for locals and tourists alike. Exploring the old town's labyrinth alleys reveals hidden treasures, such as quaint shops, traditional Swiss restaurants, and charming courtyards. As I have mentioned in my previous part of this series, I am choosing one place per episode as my personal recommendation, and Lucerne is the winner of this episode. We have truly enjoyed this alpine fairy tale before making our way to the fourth smallest country in Europe and the second on our bucket list, a beautiful Liechtenstein.